Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Topics and Tea. It's your girl Nah, and I know y'all was thinking the tea was, oh, I'm gonna be spilling other people's business. I'm gonna be talking about other people's business. No, we ain't doing that. I'm talking about actual tea. So now listen, I don't drink tea. I've never drank tea a day in my life. So y'all gotta put me on to some tea that I can actually drink and enjoy, and that's really good, and that's kind of beginner friendly, I would say, because I've never had it before. I just don't drink tea. I've never like craved for it. Tea or coffee, I don't do. So that's the meaning behind the tea. Today I'm gonna be talking about beating the odds, graduating, being the first one in your family to graduate from college, high school, anything, and avoiding teen pregnancy, which is hard. It's so hard in like the areas where we come from, because my dad, he had to drop out of school at 12 and take care of the family. He's the oldest of four. My mom didn't get a chance to go to college. She graduated high school but didn't get a chance to go to college because she had me. And it was just very important for the both of them that I actually just finished high school. My dad was just finished high school with no kids. I'll be happy. My mom was just finished high school and you don't have to go to college. If you just finished high school and get me a high school diploma, I'll be happy. So they both wanted me to finish high school, but none of them was big on having to go to college. They were just like, just go through high school and I'm good. However, I did get through high school with no kids because I chose to do something a little bit different, and that's gonna be a topic for the next video, which is abortion. I told you I'm gonna hit on that topic, but give me 1 second. But yeah, so when I walked across the stage for college, I have 2 degrees, and I'm gonna go back for my third. I was excited, but I didn't know how to feel because my dad, like, for my dad, you would have thought I won like the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, he was like super excited. Even still to this day, I've graduated college in 2014. He still gets excited. Like, if we're around each other and we're like drinking and we're kind of just having like, family time and everybody just chilling, you can count on that he's going to bring up me graduating from college. That was one of the best moments of his life, to see his daughter graduate from college and not have to go through what he went through. He's always forced that, like, Naria, I never want you to go through what I went through. And I did not like when he used to be on me so hard growing up, because I'm like, bruh, you almost like an age where you could be my brother, because my dad is only 15 years older than me. 16. Yeah, so it was like he kind of like my brother kind of, and I'm like, yo, you ain't gotta be riding me so hard. Like, I'm a teenager. You was just here not too long ago. You know what type of time I'm on. I'm trying to have fun. Like, you know what's going on. So, like, back up some. But he was always on me, and I hated it. I'm like, yo, you do not have to ride me this hard. But I'm so grateful because it afforded me different things that I don't think I would have been able to accomplish had he not been on me that hard. And I appreciate that now. I didn't like it then, but I appreciate it now, like I said, because I'm able to say I have 2 degrees. I graduated college with no kids, and I feel like had I would have had a baby, for me, it just would have been a lot harder. And then growing up, you see a lot of people at my era. Back then, it was the pregnancy pack era, like all the Lifetime movies with the pregnancy pack. Girls was getting pregnant with their friends, sisters getting pregnant together, because it was cool. It was like a cool thing to do. Back then, everybody, oh, let's have babies together. Let's do this. Everybody was doing everything together. Oh, let's have babies together. Let's do this together. Oh, let's get matching tattoos. Let's do this. Let's do that. So a lot of that was going on back then. And I almost was wrapped up in it, not doing it together. Like, none of me and my friends ever had a conversation about having babies together. But, like, you see, like, your friends do stuff. And I had to go out of that phase. Like, my father, like, Naria, you don't want to be a follower. Like, you don't have to do what everybody do. Like, and it took me a long time to get out of that, because I'm like, oh, well, I want to be, me and my friends, we doing the same thing. And it's like, you got to learn how to stand on your own, because it's going to come a point in time where you probably not even going to be friends with them same people 10, 15 years from now. Now you following what they doing, and you ain't even friends with them 10, 15 years from now. So what were you doing all of that for? You know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of, even now, I'm still trying to find my purpose and find my place. Like, I'm still fighting to do that every day, because I have a 3-year-old son that plans to, I know he's going to look up to me, and I have to set an example. And I don't want to let him down. I want him to know that you have your own mind. You do what you want to do. You don't follow anybody. You do exactly what it is that you want to do. But again, it's hard to get wrapped up, not to get wrapped up in that, because it's all around you. Like by the time I was 24, I want to say everybody probably done had kids. Like I probably got like 2 friends that don't have kids. They just waiting. It's a lot of time. Like, don't rush it. If I can say this again, do not rush. You have time. Like, people have kids in their 30s. People have kids in their 40s. Like, don't rush it. When it's your time, it will happen. Do not rush having kids, because it's not. Like, once you have a kid, it's the greatest day of your life, but you also have to know that your life is not your own. And my mother told me that, like, nah, you have a baby, your life is not your own. Everything you do has to be for that little girl or that little boy. You have to understand that you can no longer think about yourself. I can never go in the store now and just pick up something for me, because if I pick up something for me, I'm always feeling bad. Like, dang, let me just pick my son up something. Because if I come in the house with a bag now, he like, mommy, you didn't buy me nothing. I'm like, boy, like, stop. But I just want to get on here and just express that, because it's so important. Like, even it's still kids where I'm from having babies, and it's like multiple babies, like 3 or 4. And I don't knock anybody that do it, but just know y'all have time. Like, even the young men, y'all have time. Like, you do not have to rush it. A lot of women don't think that they're able to keep men without having a kid. And it's like, if he's not trying to be around with you when you don't have a kid, he's not going to change when you have that baby. He's not going to come around more because you have a baby. 9 times out of 10, he's going to even distance himself even more, because babies come with a lot of hurt. So you have your whole life ahead of you, and I can't express that enough. Do not rush it. Do not rush it. Y'all have time. But when I did decide to have mine, it was a good moment for me. My dad it took him a minute. He probably didn't speak to me for like a week after I told him, and I was 26. He waited like a week and had to process it, and then came back and was like, oh, okay, you having a baby? So what you want to do? And the crazy part is, that shouldn't even have been a question to be asked. Like, what you want to do? It should instantly be support. Like, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's just what we grow up from. Like, you have to make a decision. Are you gonna, get rid of it, or are you gonna keep it? Because me and him have been down that road. Me, him, and my mom have been down that road for me personally. And like I said, I'm gonna talk about that in another video. I'm gonna put my socials again up on the screen, so that way y'all can kind of give me some ideas that y'all want me to talk about, or some topics, not ideas, but topics y'all want me to talk about. I didn't say that in the beginning, and I also didn't say like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to come watch these videos, but y'all get the drift. However, I just feel like teenage pregnancy should be talked about more, even more in the homes, because it was never talked about in my home, and I've seen it all the time. Like I said, my father had me when he was 16, but I was never told about teenage pregnancy until things happen, and then it's too late. So let's try to talk to our kids about it, because it's important. You need to tell them the real and what's going on, because if they don't know, they're going to go out in the street and figure it out for themselves. That's what happens most of the time. In my case, and I'm sure a lot of my friends, we just do it, and then we come back to our friend group and be like, yeah, girl, I done did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Talk to your kids about it, because it's important. You do not have to wait until something happened, and then you want to discipline them for something happening when it could have been avoided had we just opened up. And stop trying to make it such a hard topic when it's not. It's really not. Every day, these kids are going on social media and seeing things. They're going to school now. They're hearing things. Back then, we didn't really have social media. I think we had like MySpace and AIM, like the little the chat rooms, and even that. We didn't have the visuals, but talking about it, oh, that was happening. That was happening at 13, 14. Sad to say, but it was happening. And group chats, you talking to your friends like, oh, I must sneak out and go here. It was happening. So talk to your kids. It's very important that we talk to our kids, because we don't want to wait until it happened, and then we want to have that discussion, and it's already too late, because now you have to make a decision on, well, what you want to do. That should never be a question that a parent asks their child, because of the situation that they're in. It should never just come up like that. Let's talk about it. And I plan to talk about it to my son bright and early, because I want him to know that things happen, But I'm always going to support you. I'm never going to make you feel like you're an outcast or that I'm disappointed. Yeah, I may feel disappointed. I may be disappointed, but I'm always going to let him know that I support him. Going back to college and going to school. I'm not saying college is for everyone. I'm not saying that it's for everyone. But I've graduated college with 2 degrees. So I set a standard from my household, for my son. He has to give me high school and 1 degree. I'm going back to school to show him that it's never too late. You can always perfect yourself. You can always improve, so that way he can follow me. And I'm not saying that that's always going to happen. Your kids are going to take the paths that they choose, regardless if you drill it in them or not. But if you set standards, I'm pretty sure when you set standards, they'll definitely follow your lead. You have to lead by example. And 9 times out of 10, we didn't have good examples because, for me, my mom worked 2 and 3 jobs. So I couldn't really, I had an example of being a workaholic, and that's what I do now. I work, and I had to kind of scale back a little because I'm like, I don't want to be like my mom in that aspect. She did all that she could because she was a single mom. And it worked out because I had everything that I ever wanted and needed, but I didn't have her there. And I don't want to feel like I'm doing the same thing, and I have to scale back, but it's so hard because if that's all you know, even though you don't want to be that, it's hard to not be that because that's all you see. Growing up, I just see my mother work. She probably home for a few hours and then she back at work the weekends. She going out a little bit, but if she not going out, she's doing another job because she had to make it happen, and she always did. So I applaud every single mom. I applaud you guys because it's hard. I couldn't even imagine. Like it's hard. So I get it, but you just have to be present. You have to be present, and you have to talk to your kids. You have to set standards for your home. Set standards for your home. Like I said, I heard that in a sermon that I was watching, and it just hit me because I'm like, dang. Had I probably would have seen my parents go through like school and stuff, I wonder what my life would have been like. Had I not, you always think about coulda, shoulda, wouldas, but it could never change your present. So I try to not think on the coulda, shoulda, wouldas because it's not going to change my reality of what's happening right now. However, I decided that I didn't want to be a statistic, and I'm not. Yes, I am a single mom, but my son's dad is active in his life. I am single, but his dad is always been in his life from day one. Things just didn't work out, and it's okay, but I just wanted to get up here to express to y'all that you do not have to fit in with the in crowd, whatever that crowd may be. You do not have to feel like you gotta be popular to be known, or you have to do certain things to be accepted. Do what's for you. Do not force anyone to make you think that, doing this together is going to be amazing, or trying to do something to make someone else happy. Make sure you're doing what makes you happy, because in the long run, when you look back from now, looking back at that 15-year-old girl thinking that I knew what I was doing at 15, I didn't know what I was doing. So make sure you are choosing a path that is for you. Again, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate y'all for watching and tuning in. I will have more videos coming soon. Again, I'll be posting a video each week. My Instagram is on the screen, so make sure y'all follow me. Hit me up. Y'all want to talk? I'm always open to conversations. I told y'all I'm going to always be open to conversations, meeting new people, even linking up. Again, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Top Presenting to You and I. Peace.